Well, looky here. Mr. Quaid and Mr. Pond. Finally where I need you. A man enters the room as the two of you are tied against a thick, cold metal wall. Your hands in braces. You look to each other. You wound in this situation before. What's going through your minds?
Not this again.
You think you caught us, eh?
And the man who enters the room stroking a small cat, completely hairless, stops. What? No. Pond, what foolish game are you trying to play this time?
Oh, you know. Just whatever game you think we're playing.
Stop this silly accent. I have you and Quaid finally in my grasp. You thought that you could enter the submarine undetected, but little did you know that I have you in my grasp once and for all. Guards! And as he screams out, 4 guards on either side of it enter, holding MP40s, their shiny metal helmets reflecting off the single lone bulb that sits in this shell. You notice for the first time that you're casually rocking. You feel the pressure of the water outside the submarine boat push upon either side of the room you're in. You're both in quite a pickle.
Well, that's all right, isn't it, Quaid? We've got this place rigged to blow up, and I've got MI5, you know, the British headquarters, right here in my watch.
Nice try, Mr. Pond, but your hands are tied above your head with metal shackles, and we had you completely stripped. There's no way there is a bomb on board. Just then, a PA system cuts through. A bomb located on board, a bomb located on board. And the German man stroking the hairless cat across from you goes gaunt. Pond? Quaid?
See what I'm talking about? Well, there's a pond. No.
There's no way you've done this. He turns to the other guards. Find that bomb right away! And he turns back to you two. How could you have done this? You snuck on. We've watched you the entire time. The cat leaps from his hand and dances on the floor. No. He walks right up to you, Quaid. Quaid, you tell me right now where the bomb is.
I can tell you where at least one bomb is. In my pants, because I'm kind of scared.
No! He goes to you, Pond. Pond! Where is the bomb? Quickly! I cannot die here!
Well, it looks like your pussy's getting away there. And I nod towards the naked cat.
And he turns around distracted for a moment, inches away from you.
As he turns around, I reach with my hand, and I reach in the back of my throat, and I pull out a filling that's in my teeth.
And you remove the filling, and within the filling is a small piece of metal used for picking locks.
Exactly. And I pick my lock, and of course, do I get it undone?
As he turns around, pussy! He turns just moments away from you, and you hear the soft click. Quaid looks at you knowingly, understanding exactly what's about to befall the poor German in front of you.
Quaid, yeah.
Where is he? And he turns back to you just as your hand is free.
Aha! And now I've got you!
No, Pond! It's not! And just as you hold your hand against his throat, a bomb erupts on the U-boat, shaking the very core. Quaid, your shackles break and you fall to the floor. As Pond, your grasp loosens. He turns to you. You might have gotten me this time, but I will fight another day! He turns and runs out as the hold begins filling with water. Water around your feet starts swelling up very slowly. You know that the command deck is directly above you, and there's a small hole in the ceiling. What do you do?
There it is, Quaid. The bomb we placed. What do you say? Out the top hole or through the torpedoes?
They'll expect us to go through the top hole. They always do. I say we go through the top hole.
Alrighty. That's just my thinking, actually, because they'll expect us to go through the top hole, but they'll think, no, we'll go through the torpedoes. Then we'll say, no, we'll go through the top hole. And essentially double backing. I like your thinking. Let's do this.
The two of you head up through the top hole, your heads peeking above, as 6 German machine guns face down at you. The German man who had you tied, stroking his pussy once again. Yes, did you think we really wouldn't think you came through the top hole? The most obvious answer you could have done, men.
Damn, they doubled backed our double back.
And for a moment you pause, the machine guns put in your face, when a loud siren once again blares. Abandon ship, abandon ship, abandon ship. The Germans look nervously amongst each other and then back to you. The German guard says, kill them already. But you can see that they're hesitant. They just need a little push to run away.
There we go, Quaid. You see, they're making the announcements in English. That means the English are taking over the ship.
Yes. Also, please, go away. You're about to die, and my feet are wet.
And they look at you, your feet soaking water with water as well. This is German, apparently. The German master says, no, kill them, kill them, kill them. But before they can turn and fire, they exit the ship. You two jump up as the German once again chases after his cat outside the room, and you're in the command deck. Just as you see the porthole, for some reason the U-boat has one, as you round out of the water, submerging in front of San Francisco Bay. You hear them yell, fire those torpedoes, fire those torpedoes. Because they call them Zorpedos, not torpedoes. But the man who's firing the torpedoes is right next to you, his finger just about to press the button.
And I say, don't fire the torpedoes.
And he stops. What? Don't fire the torpedoes? He says, don't fire the torpedoes.
Your German's rubbing off. And I backhand punch the German in the face.
And he falls down as the ship comes above the water. It begins taking on more water and begins sinking down and cracking as it does. But luckily, you see the escape hatch just above you.
As the submarine breaches the water, I reach over the German that I've just punched in the face, and I grab our equipment, my little 9mm pistol, and Quaid's Desert
PP7.
Eagle.
Quaid's PP7.
PP7. Okay, fine.
PP6. He's not there yet.
As well as my suspenders and tie, and I hand it to him, and we exit to the top.
And just as you exit the top, the German pops out. The German you know is Heinrich Haas, the German bad guy who's hunted you down time and time again. He aims his Luger at you too as you turn your back to him and you say, "See you later, Luger." Just as the U-boat cracks beneath him and takes him down. Damn you! He fires the Luger into the air as he sinks beneath the waters of San Francisco Bay. The two of you, wearing your suits collected from the lost and found bin, jump off the U-boat into the water and begin swimming to the San Francisco harbor, knowing that the true mission, the true test of your spyhood lay just around the corner.
He's the man with the hand of ice. Won't be stopped, so you best play nice. Coldfinger.
And we're live! Hello all, welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name as always is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my very fantastic friend David, aka Dennis Quaid, of no relation of course, and my very favorite brother Alex.
That's me. I'm not sure about my accent though.
AKA Mr. Fishpond, the man of many accents, and we are here on this Wednesday night to bring you a brand new series, a Mad Lib series of sorts, called Coldfinger, a spy story. This game is unique for a number of reasons. First and foremost, it's a spy game, which we have not done. Secondly, it was created in part with the community. On Saturday, I did a Invictus Academy, which is where we talked about 3 different subjects: game prep, RPG etiquette, as well as creating memorable NPCs. And part of the game prep segment is we worked together chatting to create a game, and they voted on a spy game. They voted on the feelings and the themes that we're going through today, and that's what you are going to see come to fruition here. The other reason this game is really cool is it's using sort of a Mad Lib system. I have a bunch of elements that I've put together, blank questions of sorts, and I've had you guys fill out what you would like for each one. So the name of the German bad guy, Heinrich Haas, and a series of other things within this game that are going to come to light. So if your choice gets chosen, congratulations, you get to be a little part in this game, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It is a very loose, light game. There's not going to be too much in regards to detailed rolling, but we're going to tell a fun story, and we're going to have some fun doing it together. So once again, thank you, and welcome to the Invictus stream, as Alex would be saying, or as Fish Pond.
The name is Pond. Fish Pond.
This is, of course, an 18-plus show, because that's just the way we do it. Everything we do is very mature. We're mature people, right, David?
Rheumatoid arthritis.
Rheumatoid. That's how serious we are. But we are mature, 80-plus, and we have a lot of details like that. Excuse the sexism in this game, because it is going to be taking place in the 60s, so I'm going to be playing a lot of the women in typical. Oh, there's the 18-plus warning. Someone's knocking that off their bucket list.
18+.
If you had advice for the guys during this game, please go to the Discord chat, which is the links in this video, and go to a spy story advice, because again, a lot of what they're doing in this game is going to be very free and open, and you giving them ideas is just going to make it that much more interesting. So this is the perfect game to get yourself into the game with your advice and ideas, and so on and so forth. So yes, that's what we got so far. If you're watching this, please like the video right now, subscribe to our videos, and share any of our videos, because, that's how we get around, like an STD. But more importantly, when you join, or when you share our videos, you're a cool person. Join the Facebook group is the segue. When you join the Facebook group, you get the opportunity to communicate with friends, talk amongst other people who share similar interests. But most importantly, you put your hat in the running for MVP, the most valuable post. Most valuable post is the person or persons during the week who sort of offered the most interesting content, maybe asked a useful question, or just promoted a bunch of comments and discussion. And there was actually a lot this week that were quite good. The winner, however, is someone who has not posted very much, but she had a question that sort of got everyone talking about their favorite games, and she was excited to continue moving on to more of our games because she only watched the Call of Cthulhu one. So I would like to announce that the winner of this week's MVP is Heather Connor! That's right, Heather. So Heather was going on vacation, and she said, look, I've only ever watched the Call of Cthulhu. What would you guys recommend as your favorite campaigns? And there were a lot of good ones that they recommended, a lot of fond memories, a lot of games that I forgot that we've done. We've done almost 300 games, or 300 videos, so maybe not all those are games. But, I mean, it could be. I don't know. So there were a lot. So thank you, Heather, for asking the question, and I'm glad you're enjoying and glad you're checking out some more stuff. And thank you to everybody who offered their favorite games and so on and so forth. That reminds me of another great milestone that we have. We have reached 700 members in the Facebook group, which is a big achievement. Yeah. Woo! And we have probably now surpassed 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. So, woo!
Wow.
Give us a doorbell for that. Woo! Which is a pretty good.
Like the dog barking at the door.
I know. That was it's a surprising milestone for guys who do literally no promotion or ads of any sort, who pretty much only stream games every Wednesday, and who, are sort of terrible people deep down. Yeah, I think we fall into that. That's just the way it is. So, congratulations to us.
What we do?
What? No, we.
You mean terrible as what we do?
No, like terrible people, like it's
tick dogs.
Yeah, like dog ticks. So I know you said kick dogs. Finally, I want to mention that we are working diligently with a charity called not diligent. That's just a wrong word. Harlan, you can't just add words because they fill out the sentence if they don't actually mean anything or add or true.
We are working
We've been in
maniacally.
contact with these
We are
people. We've been
constantly
every
contacting.
day.
Non-stop. No, we are working with a charity. We're not even. We are taking donations.
We're raising money.
We're raising money for Children's Miracle Network of Hospitals through Extra Life. And Extra Life is a fantastic organization working with this charity, and it will all culminate in a 24-hour live stream on November 4th, where we will be doing a lot of craziness. One of the craziness things that I would like to mention, even though David can't make it,
Sorry.
that's not your fault. You have a hernia operation that day, or you will. We are doing the Hot Ones Challenge, which is a great show on YouTube, which you should watch. Sean Evans hosts a challenge where he interviews people, and each question they eat increasingly hotter wings, and the hottest hot sauce is like 500,000 Scoville, which is like Tabasco's like 4,000. And I mean, Tabasco's not like, but it's it's hot. It's a hot sauce. So it's going to be interesting to see what 500,000 is.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
It will be interesting. Most of us have taken the next day off work. I've taken the weekend off work. Justin, myself, Chris, and Michael are all participating in it, so I'm very excited about that. We're going to be answering questions from you guys, the community, as we go through them. Alex is going to be there helping film and maybe asking us the questions. I think maybe you'll be asking us the questions, Alex.
Oh, I would be so honored.
I figured you would. So it depends on how much work the cameras need, but Roman will be there as well. So it's going to be a fun night of beers, and what we're doing is we're going to be filming it. We're filming it July 14th. Unfortunately, you guys won't get to see it until November 4th live stream, which is a long time to wait. So maybe I shouldn't be talking about it. But I don't know. Maybe
you shouldn't have mentioned it.
But maybe I should release it earlier. I don't know. Put it this way. You know what I'll do? Oh, this is even better. It will come out November 4th unless we get to a certain amount of money. Because I feel like it'll come no matter what, but this will be if you guys really want to see it. When we bust $2,000 or $2,500, we're already at like $1,400. It's not that far off. That's when we'll do that. See, David doesn't know how much money we raised. David, we raised a lot. Let me actually check.
Was it like you're in the thousands, aren't you?
We're up there. We're definitely 1,000. Mike Kyle just messaged me today about how much we were doing because Mike Kyle generously donated. Thank you, Mike. Big round of applause. You just did that twice, Alex. You just undercut my applause. My applause was the real
No,
applause.
I didn't press anything. I was doing this.
No, that's not true. You just made this.
I swear to God.
Oh, no, he didn't tell me. He told me how much was left. He said 3,590 is left. So that's 1,410, probably? I don't know. Anyway, so we are getting there slowly but surely. So thank you guys all for your donations and your support and your sharing. So many of you have just shared and said, hey, check these guys out, and we appreciate that so much. So a huge round of applause. All right. I'm ready to have some fun. What about you guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I am.
So without further ado, we're heading back to the world of Coldfinger. Your car pulls up outside of headquarters in downtown New York City. The two of you in freshly pressed tuxedos. It's mid-morning. The streets are bustling. The year is 1962. You're stylish, sexy men working for the most prestigious spy agency in the world, probably, if people knew about it. You exit the car as your driver passes off, and you're standing outside of the donut shop that fronts as the entrance to the spy agency. David, aka Dennis Quaid, can you roll a 1d20? Because we are going to find out the name of the spy agency right now. Take your goddamn time.
First time using.
I don't wear a tie in my tuxedo.
17.
Nor do I wear a jacket.
17.
That means you're standing outside the donut shop, which is the entrance to the Stratum Syndicate, the most prestigious spy agency in the world. The two of you have been employed with it for well over 3 years. You've been on many a case. Your most recent, you escaped a U-boat from Mr. Herman House. I think it was Herman. Heinrich House, my apologies.
Heinrich Haas.
You
Was
did
it
not.
Lazarus?
No, it was Heinrich Haas. However, you did not see his body die. You enter the donut shop as the bell rings. A man stands behind the counter wearing a white apron. He's strong, tall, he has a thick jaw, and he looks at you with bright blue eyes.
Good morning. I think we'll go with another couple of Boston creams.
Ah, yes, he says as he rounds the corner, and he walks over towards you, Dennis Quaid.
Wait, I'll have an old-fashioned plain.
Ah, yes, well, I'm afraid the, and he kind of looks around and says, Alex, roll 1d20.
A 1d20 coming right up. 1d20.
Just keep your 1d20s on hand. That's the
Roll.
easiest way to do this.
Yes.
Okay.
5.
He looks around and he says, it's time to wake up now.
Are you gonna give me a donut?
And he sort of shakes it off and says, oh, sorry, I thought you were someone else. And he walks around. Yes, one donut for sure.
No, I'm sure you are speaking to the right people. And it is time to wake up when it's not time to sleep.
Ah, yes. And he reaches under the counter and you hear him press something. And one of the large cases holding donuts along the wall slides up. The donuts falling
it's
off,
all right. They've
jelly
got donuts
splashing
in
on the
the
ground.
Stratton
Yes, it does.
Academy.
And it rises up and it reveals a set of steel double doors to an elevator. Enter, please.
Fine.
Don't worry, Quaid. There's donuts in the basement. When we get down there, you'll see.
Oh, I know.
They really don't make very good sales up there. I have to bring them all down.
So you enter the elevator, and as you do, Girl from Ipanema is playing. Very softly.
You know, I really do love this tune.
The elevator grinds to a halt as it arrives on the bottom step and reveals a bustling city of activity. Stratum Syndicate is a hive mind of interesting characters following various people around the world. On a large screen, you see an elderly man with scars around his face and a Nazi emblem on his hat. You see a woman with bright blue curls over to the side. You see just a pair of breasts as your secretary, Stacy, walks up to you, Mr. Quaid. Mr. Quaid, welcome back.
Oh, nice to see you, Stacy. Get me a couple of donuts. Quick.
Right away, Mr. Quaid. And you, Mr. Pond, would you like anything?
Yes, get me my hat. I feel so naked without my hat.
Yes. Are you sure that's all you need? And she leans over, revealing the cleavage of her bosom.
And as it comes close to my face and I feel the flick of a nipple against my cheek, I say, yes, and maybe a nail file for those nipples.
Mr. Pond, you're absolutely delicious. And she walks away
You know-
and heads to her desk by the...
We'll get to you later, sweetie.
And she...
That'd also be delicious. Couple of donuts.
And she completely ignores your request and sits down at her desk just off the front entrance. The hive mind of activity that is the Stratum Syndicate is again bustling. There are computers, but of course it is the 1960s, so they're mainly typewriters, and the only computer they have is about yay big. And there are people walking around, going about their days. Cigarette smoke just fills the office. Red carpet and neon green wall patterns sort of fill up. And as you do, a man with a cane begins walking towards you. Pond, Quaid, welcome back from your latest adventure. Come to the debriefing room. I think it would be very, very good. This is, of course, Commander Seymour Chapman, the head of the Stratum Syndicate.
Good to see you again, Chapman.
No, the pleasure is all mine, Pond. You two are some of our most dedicated and talented individuals in this organization. And frankly, you're just two very good, sexy men. So.
Oh, thanks.
Well,
Thanks.
I couldn't have done it without my partner, Quaid. We go back, Quaid and I, back to the Academy early days. Isn't that right, Quaid? And I slap Quaid on the back.
Yes, we do, don't we, Pond?
Yes, we do.
And Chapman
Take
tells
us,
you,
Chapman.
very good, very good, very good. Well, yes, come follow me. And he sort of walks at a snail's pace in front of you. As you can see, we're a hive mind of activity. It seems like a bit of information has come to our desks. And I'm quite interested in seeing where it leads us, but more on that in a second. First, I want you to meet our latest recruit. And he enters a large boardroom with a large ornate table. And he scoops up and picks up a rat off the table, his white rat. And you know this is Archibald. This is his famous rat. He carries it everywhere, his best friend. And Archibald sits happily on Commander Seymour Chapman's shoulder as he kind of rounds to the head of the table. Sitting across from you is a young man, eager, with bright green eyes. He looks up at you, stands, and stretches out his hand. This is Agent Dinky Probst. Dinky, this is Agent Dennis Quaid, and our esteemed Agent Fish Pond.
What was the guy's name again? Sorry.
Dinky Probst, he says as he sticks his hand out. You can call me Dinky for short.
As I take strides across the room and extend a proud hand. Probe? Pond. Fish pond.
Very nice to meet you. And Mr. Quaid, like I said, you can call me Dinky for short, but never call me a short Dinky. He sticks his hand out.
I'll be sure to.
I just came up with that this second, and I think that's a pretty good joke. Can I just say? That was a pretty good turn of phrase. And
is funny.
Tell me, Dinky, what are your credentials?
No, I got lots of credentials. I grew up in the streets of New York, listening to people through the alleyways, stuck my dick in a few holes, if you know what I mean. And then I ended up coming to work with Mr. Seymour Chapman here because he said he's got some real good work for me. Isn't that right? Yes, Dinky. Yes, plenty of time for that. Go. And he waves Dinky out of the room.
American Quaid, eh? These Americans, they tend to fly by the seat of the pants. Keep your eye on this one. He's could be quite the proby Dinky, if you know what I mean.
And Dinky rounds the table, and Seymour says, enough of that. First, a toast. And he pours out four drinks, rather. Hands one to Dinky, two to yourself, straight up scotch, as the secretary Stacy enters the room. Mr. Seymour, the file. And she walks over and hands a big, thick file to him. Says, yes, I'd like to file this away, and you. And as he goes, she sort of goes, still far away, and she walks out of the room in high heels so thin with legs that go so far up, she looks a little fucked up, to be honest.
I tell you, Chapman, you're going to have to get a nail file for that one. She's sharp.
The only thing she's filing is into my cock, I promise you. And he takes a drink down and nods to Dinky. Dinky, if we could have the room for a moment. It's time to speak to the men about their next assignment. And Dinky says, no problem, Mr. Chapman. I'm going to go follow that hot dame out. I'm definitely going to try to have sex with her because I'm definitely not gay. And he walks out looking at Mr. Quaid's ass as he does. So, Seymour closes the door behind him and locks it. Gentlemen, how did the last assignment go?
Well, did you hear about the explosion off the shore of San Francisco?
Yes, I did. Very good stuff.
Well, it wasn't whale watchers. I'll tell you that much.
Did you happen to get them?
It was us.
Now you're just joshing me. Really?
Oh, Quaid.
It
was those damn Germans again. I'll tell ya.
I can't believe it. That's absolutely brilliant. Very good, very good. Did you happen to get the microfilm from Mr. Heinrich?
The what?
The mission, the microfilm, of course. The reason
the
that
microfilm, yes.
Well, microfilm, potato, women.
Quaid, did you happen to get the microfilm?
No.
I told you to get the microfilm! What the hell are you doing down there?
I thought I told you.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
Seymour, does it look something like this?
And you reach into your anus and pull out a small piece of paper that looks about yay big. Oh, very good, yes, that is exactly it. And he snatches it from your hand, leaving a bit of brown ink on his fingers, walks over and opens the large cabinet, and a projector slides out. And he slides it on. Yes, this is the final piece of the puzzle that we require to finally nail that bastard. Gentlemen, have a seat. And he points to you as he sits down.
Yes. Don't mind if I do. Can I get another one of these drinks there, Shimo?
There's it, help yourself. And he slides the bottle over to you. Give me a 1d20.
Oops. I accidentally hit 2 and 1. There we go. 16.
And it slides right past you. No, I'm kidding. It slides into your hand and it snaps into it. Seems like our stream is having issues. Oh, maybe not. I don't know. Am I coming up clear for you guys?
You are, but perhaps.
I don't know. Anyway, we're going to keep pushing through and we'll figure it out after. So you catch it and you pour yourself another drink. That's very good, very good, very good. Gentlemen, and the lights dim as the projector begins flickering at the front of the room. No, we don't realize it's cutting out, but there's not much we can do at this point, right?
No.
You guys can hear me.
There isn't. I'm just watching the YouTube and it does look like it's
choppy,
cutting in and out. Not cutting, but pausing, but
cutting in and out.
Ain't no much we can do about it now, can we, Governor?
There's not much we can do about that, but I will start recording. No, I'm not going to start recording. That's going to be a massive file if I do. So we'll just hope that whatever is going on, aka my wife watching Netflix, stops. She is, which could be a very strong possibility. Veterans not in Canada. This is what we need and require. So fair enough. We'll continue going on and see what happens. Seymour Chapman turns to the projector on the screen.
Yeah, so anyways, back to the story there, Seymour.
Yes, very, very true. Hugo Richard has in his possession a briefcase containing the nuclear launch codes to all of Russia's submarines. And he starts flicking through some slides, and you see a very dapper-looking gentleman with long brown hair and a beard. This briefcase is kept in a secure vault inside a state-of-the-art hotel facility high in the Alpine region of Switzerland. The vault can only be opened by Hugo Richard's voice print, thumbprint, and keycard, but you will also need a keycard from the general manager of the establishment, Mr. Pierre Beauclard. And again, you see another man. His hair is slicked back. He looks very French. He has a very large nose, and he has a snooty little expression in his face, like this.
Say a key card from Pierre Beauclard.
Yes, as well as the voice print and the activation phrase and the handprint from Hugo Richard. Make sure you have all of these, of course. Hugo is at the hotel meeting with potential investors from China about a brokerage deal on microprocessors, a new up-and-coming technology, years from market. It is not uncommon for the Chinese to use third-party persons to negotiate. I'm sure they would hire translators through the hotel. The two of you will go in undercover, retrieve the keycard from Mr. Beauclard, locate Hugo Richard, record his voice, subdue him, retrieve his password and prints, and then head to the vault to retrieve his suitcase. However, be on the lookout for our enemies, as there is word on a certain arch nemesis of yours, and of the agencies looking into this case as well. Any questions?
Who might be the arch nemesis?
Oh, give me your 1d20.
1, 2, 3, 19.
Ooh, 19. Well, of course. Hair crap.
Her crap?
Hair crap. Don't you understand?
Hair crap?
And give me another 1d20, Quaid. Yes, hair crap. Don't you understand? It's one of those.
You can't be serious.
He's back.
Hair crap?
I understand that you thought you'd killed him years before, but he's back. Of course, he works for the secret monitoring of underground technology. SMUT, as they're more commonly known. SMUT is after the
hair crap.
Listen, SMUT is after the nuclear launch codes, just as you might be. So you must make sure that hair crap and SMUT do not get their hands on the briefcase, for this could be the end of all civilization, and most importantly, a very, very slim payday. You will be helicoptered out within the hour to the Alpines, but first, make sure you check on P. I hear he has a few gadgets that will help you with this mission. You're dismissed. And Seymour stands up And the lights come on, and he exits the room. Just before he does, he stops at the door and turns back. And remember, gentlemen, discretion is the utmost importance of our syndicate. Remember to always cherish that above everything else. As Stacy walks up to him, are you ready for your 3 o'clock fucking? Yes, very much. And he walks out to fuck Stacy. The two of you are left alone in the room for a second.
I'll tell you, he's really still got it in his older age. It's hard to believe.
Yeah. I guess so, yeah. Is there something wrong with that, Stacy? I still haven't gotten my snack.
Very true.
Yes.
And
I thought you
so
were going somewhere else with it, but you're right.
Yeah, well, whatever.
So so you stand up in the room,
Sorry,
finishing your drink. Yeah. Go ahead. Where are you at next?
Well, I guess we better go find P. He's probably got some crazy gadget doodad for us. Most of them are useless, and I really don't care about them, but maybe something will help us.
I agree with you. Like that last time he gave us toothpicks that were made of metal. They really hurt my gums. They didn't pick out anything. I would have rather had a paperclip.
So you walk over to the phone booth in the main lobby, or in the main area, which is, of course, the entrance to P layer, and you both cram into it. Activate the way it works, obviously.
Get in here, Quaid. Come on, get in closer. We need to get all in here before we hit the button.
Okay.
So you squeeze in tight, and we're both. It seems like we're both pressed behind a bookshelf or something.
Yeah. Do you go dick to dick or butt to butt or dick to butt?
No, side to side.
No, you can't. It's not tight enough. You have to go dick to dick, butt to butt, or dick to butt.
Dick
butt to butt.
Okay, butt to butt.
Okay, he tries to go butt to butt, and you try to go dick to dick.
So we end up butt to dick.
Okay.
Pond, we've been over this.
Well,
Uncomfortable.
I prefer it this way. That way I can see in front of me.
At the tightest, it begins going down to open up, and you see P standing there. Oh, this is quite interesting. Hello. I didn't know you'd go dick to butt so quickly, boys.
I wanted to go butt to butt, but Pond is just a wild man.
I'm sure. Quaid,
so quickly, P. We've been partners for years.
I understand.
Quick at all.
3 years, quite good. Come, gentlemen. And he starts walking. P is wearing a long lab coat, and he's in a endless room. On either walls there are targets and blast holes from years of testing multiple gadgets. There are tables laden with trinkets, and they're lining either side as he begins walking you back towards. I have a few things that I think are very going to be interesting for you guys.
Oh, look,
yes.
Quaid, there's where I spilt that living ink. And we look down at a table, and there's a blotch of ink that goes, help me, I'm stuck here. I can't get out."
No, quiet there. We've been over this many times.
He's still living. It's unbelievable.
Yes. And he continues on. He sticks his penis in me at night. You do nothing. There's nothing. Come. There's many things I need to show you. So quickly, and I know your mission is in dire straits. The helicopter on the roof is waiting for you right now. Wait, I'm going to Seymour. The helicopter on the roof is waiting for you. So come. Each roll 2d20. Now listen, there are a number of gadgets that I want to show you. So I was wondering which would be best used on this little Alpine adventure of yours.
Well,
but Fish Pond, there are two in particular that I think would be very interesting for you. And I want to show you. Yes. Come over here. And he walks you over to a table, Pond, and excuse me. He are you gonna roll 2, David?
Gosh. Is this
Yeah, I'm following.
No, you gotta roll 2d20 as well.
Oh, I did not see that. 2d20.
2d20. You each get gadgets.
So just click it twice.
Yeah.
I got a 12 and a 10.
A 12 and a 10. Perfect. 12 and 10. Perfect. Okay. So he brings you over First Pond, and he says, very good. I'm the wrong person. Very good. Yeah, now, listen, Quaid, in a minute I will get to you, but I think these would be particularly suited to Pond. And he, but in front of you there's a few trinkets that he shows you, Pond. And he says, very good. So now this first one is called a Tinkerer's cheat sheet. And he pulls out a small piece of paper, but it's metallic of sorts. And there's a bunch of holes punched into it. Hold this small cheat sheet up into any trinket, and the wires that need to be cut will miraculously appear. It's a perfect thing for disarming bombs or opening spring-locked doors or any high-tech gadgetry you might be encumbered with.
Why, that's brilliant, P. I don't know why you even come up with that earlier. Like, you remember last summer when I had to defuse bomb after bomb after bomb? Literally, I couldn't even stand it anymore. I think there was 75 bombs in the one building, and I had to go each one and go through my bomb book about, 15 minutes each bomb. It was very
My
stressful.
apologies. I put all the bombs there, and I was very silly to not put the detonator. So my apologies. But this is a tingle treat. This should work. And he turns to another thing, and it's a small ruby ring. Now, this is a very, very clever little device. It is a laser ruby ring. When you put it on your pinky finger, and it only works on the pinky finger, you can use a little bit of power by squeezing the side, and it will shoot out a small laser that will burn through almost any fabric.
Why, that's very interesting. Thank you very much.
And of course,
P, these are incredible.
Yes, and don't think I forgot about you, Quaid. And he walks you over to another table. I thought very, very hard and very, very long and very, very long, hard nights with the invisible ink, the alive ink. But needless to say, I came up with two things I think would be quite interesting for you. The first one is this, and he picks up a watch, but the watch is sort of heavy and like it's just things are hanging off it, little springs. And this is a discombobulator watch, and he hands it to you.
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Where, you thought that long?
Well, it discombobulates, so very good. And then he said, but I have another one for you. And he grabs another watch off the table. This is the Laser Watch 5000. Now, I thought at first, maybe giving you two watches wouldn't be the best thing, but then I thought, no, it could be your character. You could do something about two watches, be quirky, be crazy. I have 16! And he holds it, and he's got 16 watches there. So it's all good, everything's good, no, it's crazy. They've all watch, different time zones, you know. This is the Laser Watch 5000. If you aim this at something else, it will burn directly through metal. It is one of the most potent, powerful lasers. Now, and he brings the two of you close together, and he kind of brings you close to like almost kissing distance. Can you hear me? Yes. Listen to this. If you put the laser watch and the ruby ring together, you will create a laser so powerful that I don't know what it would do. So only use it in dire situations. And he kind of smacks both of your cheeks, and he continues walking to a final table with two big thick folders on it. Gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. But, of course, with any, what's the word? Mission.
Mission?
That's the one. We are going to assign you your aliases. So please each roll a 2d20. Each roll a 2d20.
All right. I wonder, and I say to Quaid while we're rolling, I say, I don't know how long he's been down here, but I don't think they let him out very often.
Fish bomb, 4, 18, and 15, and 20. Okay.
All those watches.
Do you want your names first, or do you want your classes?
I'll take my name, please.
Yeah.
Right. So he hands you a thick folder, Pond, and he says, "You are going to be going by." Your alias is a Mr. Richard Raper.
Richard Raper. Dear Lord. All right.
He's an American on business, and he's staying at the hotel for a number of reasons. Richard Raper is your name. Remember that rape. And he turns to you, Quaid. He says, "You, my friend, are Mr. Simon Says. This is your folder. Now remember, these are the most important. And as you each flick it open, you see that you are... Oops.
This is excellent. I can use my American accent I've been working so
you rolled
definitely on.
You rolled a 4, Alex. A 1, 2, 3, 4. You are an antiquarian.
Ah, yes. I love dealing with
antiques. You just got to cover your mouth and we can fill it in after. I love dealing with antiques. So your character sheet is now in the advice. I'm just using Call of Cthulhu. just because we'll just roll 1d100s and so on. And you rolled a 15, David?
Yeah. 9, I guess.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And you are, that works out, a police detective.
Ah.
You are
Simon says, get down on the ground. Sorry.
Simon. Exactly. And it's very good that you're getting into the role, Simon. I think you playing a police detective. You'll be at the hotel by request of one of our contacts. And while you won't know their identity, you might want to ask everyone you meet if they called you. And
Wait,
Mr.
P.
Richard Raper.
P, I'm sorry. How does me being a police detective make me any less suspicious?
Why you're just a police detective? They don't know jack shit.
You're on a
That's
police.
true. That is true. Yes.
Yes, you're a police detective on vacation. So, yes, but
okay.
you are being called there for other information. And Richard Raper, you are an antiquarian interested in the Alpine-esque monuments of sorts, whatever those might be. Now, it looks like, and he pulls out one of his 16 watches, looks like the helicopter's on the roof waiting for you. So quickly, before you can take any more time to consider all the many useful gadgets, head up to the roof and begin your quest mission.
Quest mission. All right, then. Quaid, to the rooftop. We need to get outfitted once we get to where we're going in the Alpines.
So you take the elevator back up to the outfitting station, which is just matrix-styled lines of every sort of outfit. What do you both dress in?
Oh. Well, first I find a Swiss police badge.
Which is there, obviously.
Wait, what, where am I from? Where is Simon Says from?
So you look into your folder, and it says Simon Says is a... What accent can't you do?
Most?
Yeah. Oh, most accents you can't do. I thought you meant which one you can't do most. Let's just say you are a... where's your family from? What's your heritage?
I'm not doing a Dutch accent.
Perfect, you're Dutch. I want to give you an accent you can't do. That was my point. You are a Dutch police detective named Simon Says, and Richard, you are a American.
There's a J in that.
Yeah.
There's a J in the Says.
There you go.
S-A-J-S.
Ja.
I'll do my best to speak like an American. Here we go, Quaid.
Oh, yeah.
And what do you dress as?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
You grab your
Oh my-
Swiss. Okay, your Swiss badge.
I find some like Dutch wooden shoes.
Oh,
And,
like clogs
and-
or whatever.
yeah, and a pipe, and
The name is Dick Rapist. How's it going?
Dick Rapist. I never got that. Okay, so
I mean raper.
you
yeah,
suit up.
Dick Raper.
Raper.
Simon Says, "Put that dick away."
So you get suited up and you head up to the roof, and there's a massive helicopter, one of the Stratum Syndicate's famous Apache helicopters, and you head into the back.
From the 60s.
Yeah, from the 60s, whatever. And he starts taking off and flying away. So,
Yeah.
you take a nap, obviously. And as you wake up, Fergus McIntyre sits in the front seat and pulls away his mask. All right, boys, you ready? We're almost in the DZ.
Oh, what's the DC? I assume DZ's drop zone.
Right, it's the drop zone. So I'm going to get you out of the helicopter as soon as we're over the area. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's a plane. It's a plane. The helicopter would not work. Get ready to jump off the back when I tell you to. Now listen here. There's a green light, a red light, and a blue light. Jump on the blue light unless the green light's lit. And if the red light's lit, don't jump on the green, but the blue. Vroom. And the thing shuts. And beside you, the gate opens.
Oh.
The two of you are outfitted with bags. Or what do you call them?
Parachutes?
Parachutes.
Should be one on there.
Did you hear what he said, Quaid?
And sure enough, you're standing there, and the blue light comes on.
Let's go.
Does that mean go? I thought it was only blue if it's green and not red.
And then the green light comes on.
Do we go now?
I don't know. Sure.
And as you jump off the back, the red light fills the truck, and you can just hear the end of the intercom. We're reaching the DZ in about 2 minutes. Jump off.
Have we already jumped out?
You've already jumped out, and
You've
you're
already
falling
jumped
through
out.
the air.
You
Show me
know,
your plan.
Wade, it still doesn't make any sense why they couldn't have just sent us through the airport.
Simon says, not. There's no time for this.
We are, after all, on a business trip. Why are we parachuting in? My chute's getting all wrinkly.
Because that's spy stuff, obviously. So give me a. So roll a. Let's both roll a dodge. So just roll 1d100, which is the. Do you see the dice that are there, David?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so roll a 1d100, and I'll just tell you if you both. So 52 for the antiquarian, and your dodge is 35, so you miss. And your dodge is 40. Wow, you made it. Okay, so you begin falling, and you reach it, and you both pull your chutes, and you begin landing. But Fish Pond, you don't land softly. Where do you land?
In a fish pond.
And Dennis Quaid, you land like a dream. Tell me how.
So I get my parachute out, and I just kind of soar down,
Yeah.
and then right at the end, I take my knife and I just chop off both of it, and I do a little pirouette, and land right in a nice snow fort that some children had built.
You do. You land right in it, and there's little footprints, and the children are still there, and they go, oh, "Are you from heaven?"
No, I'm from Holland.
And they laugh and laugh and laugh, and they go on to say that you abused them in the woods, and it's a whole big thing. So we'll go into that later. But as you land Fish Pond in a fish pond, it's frozen, and you land on the ice.
It's literally like a little tiny, maybe 5x5 fish
It's
pond
this wide, yeah.
in the
but
only backyard of a little house in the only backyard for hundreds of miles in any direction, and I land in the pond, which is not completely frozen, but it's just like slush, and I just land in it.
yeah, but unfortunately the depth is like crazy, and you go right up to here.
This is ridiculous.
So the two of you get out of your pond, you get out of the woods, and you end up drying off relatively quickly because you have this super heater conductor that was a one-time use, and now it's done.
Well, in half hour, I built a fire with my laser, and I warmed up and dried up.
Oh,
well,
perfect.
there we go. We're all nice and dry here, Dennis. I mean,
Yes.
what's
Simon.
your name again?
Simon says, remember my name.
That's right, Simon.
And as you're standing there, a small piece of paper
Simon.
with a little envelope, with a little parachute falls down between you.
Oh, now this must be the mission or some other information they forgot to send over.
And you open it up, and it's written by Seymour Chapman. And as you read it, it sounds like him. And it says, "Now that you've landed safely in the Alpine forest, you are to meet the Sherpa. Remember, the Sherpa's name is..." And the ink has run wet as it lands by your feet. And
I'm reading this. And the Sherpa's name is blah, blah, blah.
But it goes on to say, "There are many Sherpas. None of them work for us, and they would report you. Make sure you contact the blah, blah, blah." And again, it's blurred out. It says, "I always tend to remember he's our contact because he's the one who's gay." And that's the end of it. And as you finish reading it, it bursts in flames and falls by your feet.
All right, so we're looking for a gay Sherpa.
And as you just look...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Else to say.
No,
Yes.
keep going.
That's right, Raper. Maybe don't tell everyone your name.
Well, okay then. It sounds like a good idea there, says.
Yeah.
So the two of you decide to head to the Sherpa encampment, which you know, based on studying the maps probably, that it's just maybe 500 1,000 meters in the
Yes.
it's
50 kilometers.
That's it. Yeah. So you start hiking.
Okay.
In the mountains, the very top peak.
It is. Yeah. It's a little Sherpa hut.
If I recall correctly, says the Sherpa hut is just at the top of that mountain. I'm sure it won't look ridiculous at all. A businessman and a police officer on vacation showing up at the Sherpa's hut, the Buddhist temple at the top of this mountain.
Yeah, I think it will look quite normal. Good thing I wear my wooden clogs.
Perfect.
Very slippery.
So you head up, and the wind is whipping against your face, and the two of you are thinking about your mission. The nuclear launch codes that control all the nuclear missiles are within your grasp in like 2 days when you can actually get there. And you start heading up, and eventually you reach a very small shack. Its snow-covered roof is almost picturesque, a small smoldering fire as the winter winds are whipping side by side, blowing it out. And you see the single solitary door. The shack is so small.
And I knock.
And as you do, it opens, and inside is a bustle of energy. There's a roaring fire in a bar, and people are singing jaunty tunes. Roar, roar, rum,
Wow! The outside of that shack is extremely deceiving.
And you enter to exit the cold, and you see just Sherpas sitting everywhere. There must be 25 Sherpas, all sitting wearing different colors and flocks and stuff like that, and they're all laughing and jaunty. How are Sherpas talk?
I turn to Dennis, and I say, "All right, I'm going to suggest that we split up here. Stick to the story. We're a couple of friends. You're a police officer on vacation, and I'm a businessman, and we just literally met on the plane here. But we're both looking to get to the same Sherpa who seems to have some, we'll say, energy. Does that sound like a good plan, Dennis?"
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Simon says, let's get to it.
I like your attitude. I better stick with my American accent then.
Go Raper!
We'll meet back at the front. We'll meet back at the front here when we find the Sherpa, the one that we're looking for. How are we going to know that the other one has found the Sherpa? Should we have some sort of signal?
Yes. How about
Do you think that might be a little bit
too late?
obvious,
Dennis Quaid's already walked away.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Okay, so where do you go each?
I go to the far right of the Sherpa hut where there seems to be like a few beds.
There are a few beds there, and there's a few men sleeping in them.
Okay. And I walk up to the first Sherpa and I say, "Excuse me, I'm not from around here. My name is Simon." Simon says, "Do you know if anyone is looking for some intimate company tonight?"
No.
Okay. "Excuse me, I'm new here." And I continue.
And as you continue, a gentleman serving drinks bumps into you. "Oh, sorry, mate. Well, listen, are you looking for someone? I can probably help you."
I'm looking for a Sherpa.
Well, we got lots of Sherpas here. Look, these are all them. And everyone stops at once, and all the Sherpas stand up. Ho!
"Oh, hi. Simon says sit down."
And they all sit down. Ho! They seem to like you. Pond, what are you doing?
Well, once everybody stood up,
Yeah.
I decided that I'd take this opportunity to blend in. As soon as Simon says, "sit down," I sit down with a group of Sherpas that had stood up, and I immediately look at the drink that's in front of me, and as I see the bartender walk by, I say, "Excuse me, sir, I'll have one of these. For
Okay.
one rude American, if you don't mind."
I will give you one yak's piece with extra steaming. And he walks over and he brings back a big wooden cup, and it's like white and watery with like an oily surface.
"Now, what do you guys call this kind of beer here?" Looking around at the other Sherpas at the
And they
table.
look at you and say, it's a yak piece.
Well, I hope this yak piss is good beer.
No, he's not. He's disgusting.
And I spit it all over the ground beside me and probably hits the person beside me too.
And you spit on him, he goes, "Thank you, sir."
So, I'm looking for a friend of mine. Does anybody know where I can find a Sherpa around here?
We are all Sherpas, sir. And going back to Dennis Quaid, the Irishman who's serving drinks says, "Yeah, we'll go lots of them. You just tell me when to stop. This is Jeff. This is Bonu. This is Sherpy the Sherpa. This is I am a fuck you. This is Ma Bunda, McDurpa, Rolling Stone, Pete, Carrie Staff, Benny, Enrico Escobar, Herpa Durpa, Arma Sherpa, What's a Sherpa, Toe Holden Persino, Gerard Riviera, Gayle, Polduck Rambone, Alpua, Richard Cranium, Liam Namon, Ben Ho, and Mazda."
Did you say one was named Rico Escobar?
Yes, wait, I'm Irish. Yes, Enrico Escobar, you stand up, please. And a gentleman stands up and says, "Ho."
No, not him.
Oh.
What about Gay Ray?
Well, it's Gayle. He goes, "Oh, yeah, Gayle." And another one stands up and says,
Gayle.
"Ho."
I'd like to go talk to him.
Okay. And,
And as I hear it, I stand up and say, "Oh, well, excuse me. Does anybody here want the rest of my ox piss? Here, have that." And I walk away from the table.
and the two of you approach the one Sherpa who's relatively young. He's got a kind face, black hair matted over him, sweaty. He's wearing a big woolly coat, and he says, "Hello."
Well, hi there. As I walk up, we both kind of appear at the exact same time from either side of the room.
"Yeah."
Well, hi there. Are you the gay Sherpa?
No, my name's Gayla.
Oh. Sorry, false alarm.
Well, you know, people can't really say whether they're gay around here. It's a bit of a faux pas, if you know what I mean.
Oh. So wait. Alright.
Well, look, you don't have to tell me. I'm into old things, and they call me Raper.
Well, why don't you kiss me and find out?
I think we may have. Do you play for the other team?
I play for whatever team you want me to.
Okay.
What I think he's trying to ask you here, Mr. Gala, is that the name? Is that your
And he
name?
steps towards you, Quaid. He says, "And what I'm trying to tell you is if you want to know whether I'm gay, you better start kissing me."
Wait,
And,
how did you know his name is Quaid?
Oh, it's like, do you know if they serve donuts here?
And he looks around and says, "Roll a 1d20, somebody."
On it. Oh no. Okay, I rolled 100 accidentally. So it's the 10. It's the 10 in
10.
the middle.
So he looks around and says, "Banana bread."
Oh, with chocolate chips.
And he nods and he goes into a back room.
And walnuts.
And he nods and says, "All right, but you didn't kiss me." And he walks into the back room. And as he walks in the back room, he pulls something off his face and he wipes this like dark makeup, and you see he's sort of a white guy. And he turns around and says, "All right, I'm your Sherpa guide. Just so you know, I'm a college dropout. Very little work, so I came here to try to find something, and I just pose as a Sherpa to sort of, you know, make ends meet. It's not what I'm about, really. What I'm about." And he bends down, he pulls out a guitar. "I'm a songwriter, and if you want to hear one or two of my hits, honestly, you don't even have to ask. I close my door."
Let me stop you there.
Okay.
Let me just stop you there,
Yeah.
all right? Because
Yeah.
I got a secret for you.
Okay.
I'm not actually American.
No, I know. I know. I work for the agency. I believe me, I get that. But listen to this one, okay? You know, have you heard of Bob Dylan? I'm like Bob Dylan. But instead of...
You mean the young guy over in America who
Yeah.
keeps on writing those hippy-dippy songs?
That's right. And I'm coming up just like him. The Sherpas are eating this. Listen to this one. Yak piss.
Yeah.
What?
All right, look it, kid. We're here
yak
and we're
piss.
very serious about getting this business
All
done.
right, fine. Listen, I will get you up to the hotel safe and sound. But then you got to hear one of my songs.
Okay, fine. 30 seconds, not even.
Yak piss. It tastes like yak piss.
While he's singing, I lean
Bull
over Quaid and say,
semen.
I tried that yak piss, and it's terrible shit.
Back yes.
Okay,
So?
Simon says shut up.
Okay. Listen, it's a long and difficult trek up the mountainside. Do you guys have your bladder bags?
Always.
Well, I've got a bladder with me, if that's what you mean.
All right. And he straps on his sack and says, let's go. And he walks out as the wind fills the back room with swirling smoke.
But you know what I don't have? I don't have a nice winter jacket.
And he turns back as he straps on his own goggles and says, well, that sucks. And he continues off in the night. The two of you have been walking for hours with a blistering cold beating down at your face. And you have to pee really, really bad.
Halfway up, I've built a jacket out of snow.
Of course, yeah. And you're just kind of like this.
Yeah. Hey, this is surprisingly warm, Dennis.
I'm sure it is. I'll stick to not doing that.
You know, it's surprising how many people don't understand how easy it is to make warm clothes from snow. You'd think a lot less people would die in the snow if they just knew that.
But how do you take your pants off if you have to pee?
Oh, I told you, you need a bladder bag. And as he stops, he just, and you see like sort of a bulge in his, something kind of runs down his leg, and then he lifts his leg just a bit to show the sock, and there's like a yellow bag strapped to his thing, saying, you don't want to whip it out here. And he continues walking out, but you guys have to pee so bad.
Okay, so what I do is I go, look, Raper, I've got an idea. And I start taking some snow and I start fashioning a covered urinal in the middle.
So not only is it
path.
a perfectly covered urinal by the end, it's almost as shiny and smooth as natural porcelain.
Yeah.
But
and an outhouse built around it.
and you built walls, but you haven't built dividers as you finally get to pee.
You go first. I can't do this. I can't stand beside somebody while they pee. It just throws me right off. I'm very sorry. I can't do this. And I keep thinking I'm going to look at your penis, even though I'm not really going to look. But I keep thinking you're thinking I'm going to, and so, it just throws me right off.
I don't care if you do or don't. And I just keep on going.
As you then afterwards, Richard takes a piss or pond, I guess, and by that point the yellow snow is crumbled away and you feel much better. And the three of you continue on through the night until the early morning. The winds died down. You're entering more of a woody forested area as you ran down, and the Sherpa Gala turns to you and says, or Gala, she says, "All right, the." And it, just as he begins to talk, you hear a sound, hello, hello. And he says, oh.
Quick, disguises. Oh, yeah. I'm just making too much noise over here.
And you look up in a tree, and there's a fat little boy dressed in like little suspenders. He's got chocolate all over his face. He goes, hello, I got stuck in this tree. And
Come on down here, little boy. Raper wants to talk to you.
I can't come down, he says, and he's kicking his little fat feet. And you see at the bottom there's a chocolate bar with a big bite out of it sitting at the bottom of the tree.
Why? And I go and I pick up the chocolate bar. Why, it looks like you've got a chocolate bar down here, little boy. Why don't you come down and get it?
Ja, can you throw it up? I dropped it.
And I
No,
smell the
you're gonna-
chocolate bar. And I take a bite out of it.
And it's delicious Swiss chocolate.
Is this Swiss chocolate?
Yeah, that's
Why,
Swiss
this
chocolate.
is well, this is so
it's
amazing.
Swiss chocolate. He
It's
says.
so amazing. I've lost my accent. I can't seem to keep it. Oh, it's amazing. This is amazing chocolate. Try this. You says try this, Simon.
Okay, sounds good. Mmm. Almost as good as Dutch chocolate.
And you take a big bite, and it tastes delicious. And the boy says, "Quickly, please! I'm hungry. Throw it back up."
No. You come down here.
No, if I come down, the wolves will get me.
What? Wolves?
And just as it says that, you hear, "Oh."
Oh. Bye. And I start running away.
Wolves.
And you leave the
Now,
chocolate
what do you...
I leave the chocolate.
on the ground.
Yeah.
And as you begin walking down the hill, you hear,
Well-
"No."
Well, I would have thrown it back up to him. I
Okay,
think.
so you scoop down and you throw it up, and he catches it.
Here, kid.
Thank you, Mr. Harper. And the three of you walk away. And as you head down the hill, Gale says, you guys are not too bad people. I wouldn't have done that. I probably would have shot the kid.
Shot him? Now, why would you do that?
I'm very untrustworthy.
Let's shoot him.
And he
Let's shoot
stops
him
you and he
all.
says, "Don't you understand? Have you guys not been with Stratum Syndicate long enough? There was always a betrayer in all missions." You can't be that naive.
That says it was
Why
like
would you?
someone
Why would you
blowing a
tell
horn.
us? Why would you tell us that like that,
Because
Gala?
in every mission, there's someone who does the wrong thing.
Nicola.
Can someone stop blowing that horn from so far away, please? Anyway, after a short distance...
Gala, it really sounds like you.
No,
are
it's not
trying to do
me.
Something wrong.
It's not me.
I mean, they say you smelt it, you dealt it, for a reason.
Well, I farted, but that was hours ago. I think it might have been a bit of poop. Maybe that's why it's lingering.
They do say that, it's very odd to see boys in the trees in the woods up here in the Alpines.
Yeah, that's why
I think
you
that's what he's
trust
referring to,
nobody.
says.
So you continue on for a short while, and eventually you reach a stone path, and Gale stops. All right, this is where I leave you. Up this path is the hotel. Someone roll a 1d20.
Oh, okay.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. I got a 3.
A 3.
This is the Western Front, one of the swankiest and high-tech hotels in all of the world. You know your mission. Good luck, gentlemen. And he turns around and begins walking away. And he stops, and as he does, he turns back, and he says, "Remember, there's always a betrayer." And he turns around and continues.
Says.
And then he
something
stops and
tells
turns,
me-
and he's farther away, and he says, "Always." And he begins heading off into the woods, and you don't see him anymore. But he peeks out from behind a tree. "Always!" And you're
I
pretty
think
sure
what he's
wrong.
trying to tell us is there may be a betrayer. Because there seems to always be a betrayer.
Betrayer.
All right, and you are standing at the stone path up to the hotel.
All right, now, says, let's get our story straight here. How do we get here?
Okay. Okay, let's get our story straight. How do we get here?
And as you're talking,
took a
a
cab.
man in a golf cart drives up behind you. Whoop. "Welcome to the Western Front. Please enter behind me. I will drive you up to the front gates. How did you two get here?"
Well, you see, a cab just dropped us off about 5 minutes before you got here, and boy, oh boy, am I famished. I'm
And the
here from
driver
the United
steps out of the
States.
golf cart, and he looks right up at you.
Well, cabs come up this way, don't they?
"Yeah, they do. Welcome!" And
Ah.
he sits back down in the golf cart. "Sorry,
Oh,
it's my
God.
first day, and you're my first... Oh, God, what's the word? What's the word?
Customer?
That's it. Get in the back. Where's your luggage? I don't see any. Get in the back.
You see, I'm an antiquarian. The name's Raper, Dick Raper. And this here is Simon Says, and we're not traveling together, but we happen to arrive at the airport at the exact same time and take the same cab.
No problem, Raper. No problem, Says. Get on in and I'll drive you up to the front.
Sounds good to me.
All
These
righty.
two fast friends.
Yeah.
But then I turn to Says, and I look him deep in the eyes, and I say, "Just remember what the Sherpa says."
And he slams on the gas as you speed up the small stone path, and before you is a almost castle-esque, beautiful. It's like a facility almost. You pass through large gates which are electronic, and they open and they shut behind you. And there's wooden columns and lush green forested areas on either side of the path. As you come up to this fantastic entrance which opens, and there's a beautiful front hall with people in sort of sundresses, even though it's cold outside.
Well, this is quite the facility here, mister. What does this thing trade for on the stock market?
I don't know. And he pulls up to the concierge desk and he stops. And there's sort of a thing that swings and softly pushes you as you get pushed off the cart. And the two of you step out to the thing and he drives away. And you're standing in the front lobby of the Western Front Hotel in the Swiss Alps. A concierge with a big snooty nose looks at you and says, "Do you have a reservation?" And we're going to stop there for the mid-game post. Woo! That's right. It's that point in the game where we stop the action. We jump to the Facebook group for the first 6 people that answer this question correctly.
Facebookie.
Facebookie? I don't understand this Facebookie. What's Facebookie?
It's a Facebookie.
Right.
It's a Facebookie for the question.
Oh, that's right. It's a Facebookie. So, the mid-game post, the question is going to be... what is the name of the commander of the Stratum Syndicate? Syndicate. So, who is their commander? I have posted the question. Please answer at your leisure. The first 6 people who answer it correctly, I will roll a 1d6, and that person will win the the mid-game post, and they will win 1 experience point. How's everybody enjoying the game so far? Very good?
Loving it.
Good. Herr Krapp says, John, that is incorrect. Krapp, that is also incorrect. They're thinking the Stratum Syndicate is Smut. Smut is the evil syndicate. The Stratum Syndicate is their company. So this is the name of the man who kind of guided you guys. All right, so you guys know what your duties are? Do you want me to read it again so you know?
Yes.
Hugo Rochard has in his possession a briefcase containing the nuclear launch codes to all of Russia's submarine. The briefcase is kept in a secure vault inside the state-of-the-art hotel high in the Alpine region of Switzerland. The vault can only be opened by Hugo Rochard's voice print, thumbprint, and keycard. You will also need the keycard of the general manager, Pierre Beauclaud. Hugo is at the hotel meeting with potential investors from China about a brokerage deal on microprocessors. It's not uncommon for the Chinese to use third-party persons to negotiate. I'm sure they would hire translators from the hotel. You will go in undercover, retrieve the keycard from Beauclair, locate Rochard, record his voice, subdue him, retrieve his password, prints, and head to the vault to retrieve the suitcase. Be on the lookout for our enemies, as there is a certain someone, Herr Krapp, head of Smut, who is also looking for the case. Remember, he's there on business. He doesn't know, and the Chinese might use people. Seymour Chapman, our first correct answer. Stephen Gunther. Josh Chapman has the correct answer too. So does Tyler. 3 more, and we have a little bit of business going on.
Tyler Minga.
Tyler Minga.
Josh Chapman.
Josh Chapman.
Oh, hey, Josh Chapman. You have the same name as Seymour Chapman.
Nick
That's so wild.
Barclay.
Stephen Gunther.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Stephen Gunther, Josh Chapman, Tyler Minga, and Nick Barclay. Two more people to make it 6 now. Johnny Regan has decided to play.
Josh Chapman and Stephen Gunther, Tyler Minga, and Nick Barclay.
All right, I'm rolling
And
1d6. It's a 3.
Regan.
That means Steven, Josh, Tyler Minga, you are the winner of the mid-game pose. Righto. All right, without further ado, let's jump back to the game and be wary of a betrayer.
Oh, before we do that, though, I think these guys really got to give a hand to Stephen Gunther because he was supposed to get it.
He did. He set the
Others
way.
were not going to get it.
No, it's true. He set the path ahead. So well done, Stephen. You win my respect. Doesn't have a monetary value, but it does come with this sound. So congratulations.
Thanks again to Tim Tabor for this dice stream.
Yeah, we also got this one, and I want you to use it at some point. It turns out that this guy died of a gunshot wound. Let's go check out the body. Law and Order. Don't really watch it, so I don't really get it. But listen, it's not my fault. I don't watch it.
Hey! It's not because we don't like it. It's because we're
That's
Canadian.
a long boo. I just want to say.
It is.
All right. So you walk up to the front desk. Let's do this again. And back to the game. The man at the front desk says,
Sorry.
That wasn't.
"Do you have a reservation, please?"
So sorry.
Hello.
Why?
Do you have a
Yes,
reservation?
I do, and I butt right in front of Seymour.
Who?
I step in front.
Simon.
Yes, I do. Put me in first, and I turn around and wink at Seymour.
Yes,
I mean,
we
Simon.
are extremely booked. So what is your names, please? But I'm not German. I'm actually France. I am from
Well,
France.
look at here. I don't care how booked you are. I made a reservation, so you better just get me in here. The
You
name's
could be
Raper.
you could be on the list. I'm not saying you are not. So what is your
Richard
name?
Raper.
Richard.
No,
Read
no,
it,
no.
lady.
Richard Raper. Yes, okay. And your guest, your +1 here, who's this? Who is this?
I think he's got his own room. This is no friend of mine, sir.
Really? You arrived together. It's not uncommon for me to think that maybe you are more than bunker buddies, if you know what I mean.
Well, I do know what you mean, and it is uncommon, so don't even go there.
All right, fair enough, Richard Raper. Let's see. Yes, we have one room with a view, and it seems like you have listed as one bedroom, one bed, king-sized, and one guest, Mr. Simon says.
Oh.
Well, aren't I a little bit mistaken, Simon? I'm sorry, although we just met, I did book you into a room with me.
There is a note on the account that you are requesting champagne upon arrival, and he pulls out a bottle, and chocolate-covered strawberries, and he pulls out a plate, and 2 matching bathrobes, and he pulls out 2 bathrobes with embroidery on them that have little hearts and penises touching. And let me see here. It is your anniversary. It is very exciting. So here, and he reaches down and he pulls out a bottle of lubricant. And also, it seems like you are here for the... No, this cannot be right. Are you here for the poker tournament?
Sure.
Yes, that's right, we are. Yeah, if
Fair
that's
enough.
what,
Well,
that's
I
what I
cannot
booked
tell
us
you.
in for, then.
And he
More like
reaches
the
down, he
Pokken tournament.
pulls out 2 golden chips, and he hands one to each of you. This is for entry into the tournament. If you wish to participate, we have some high-profile people. The general manager of the hotel himself is one of the best card players. He's playing. In fact, the poker starts in only a few minutes. If you are interested, you might want to head over there now. And,
Well, I'd like to get up to our room and freshen up. What's this general manager's name? Maybe I'll introduce myself later on.
this is Mr. Beauclade. He is the general manager of the hotel. He is a very powerful man.
Beauclade? Oh. Yeah, we'll go get settled. I have no interest in meeting Mr. Beauclade.
Very well,
for
I'm
any
sure.
particular reason.
No problem whatsoever. Now, if you please step aside, I will help the woman behind you. And what is your name, madame? Roll 1d20, Alex.
1d20, here we come. It's gonna go to a 9.
A 9? And behind you, up walks this voluptuous woman that you completely missed. Her breasts go out for days. She has long blonde hair, full pouting lips and smoky eyes, but she looks very young. And she walks up and she says, "My name is J.L. Bate." And he says, "Yes, Monsieur J.L. Bate. Yes, we have you here. Yes, a room booked for you. And interesting enough, it is right next to Mr. Raper here." And he slides a key over to her and says, "Mrs. J.L. Bate, are you here for the poker tournament as well, perhaps?" And she says, "Yes." And as she does, she turns to the two of you and sort of does a little thing. And he hands her a golden chit as well as she takes the key off. And she slides it off and says, "Oh, Mr. Raper, you look divine." And she tucks the key card between her cleavage and backs away in heels, sort of standing where she does.
Well, if I didn't say so myself, I would have to think that, wow.
So as you stand in the lobby, people start moving towards a large double door, and you kind of hear a kerfuffle. "Oh yeah, the tournament's starting! And a bunch of howdy-do-dats begin walking into this room.
What do you say, Says? Shall we go drop off our bags? We didn't even bring baggage. This looks so amateur. Let's go play some cards, shall we?
You head up the
Sounds
stairs.
good to me.
You head up the marble stairs, and you enter the large double doors of the poker tournament, and you see a table of maybe 6 people sitting around, and people are all watching. But around the table, you see a man with slick black hair and a large nose, and he has general manager on his chest. You see J.L. Bate on the far end of the table, sitting sexily, and she locks eyes with the two of you as you walk in. You see a man in a hat like this, sitting at the far end,
Yes.
with fingers like this. And you walk over to the dealer, who says, "If you're playing this game, I'm gonna need to see a chip, and I'm gonna need to have you take a seat right away."
And
It's
I
apparently
just
Jay
go,
Leno.
I just go up to Boca. What's his name? Del Boca Vista. I go up to Del Boca Vista.
Bolclav.
Bolclav. And I say, "Nice to meet you. Do you have any of the slot machines?"
And Bolclav says, "Slot machines in a hotel like this? It is no, of course not. We play a classic game of poker here. I see you have a chip. Maybe sit down. I often bet more than I care to wager."
I guess if you don't have a slot machine, I'll play your little silly childish game.
And the two of you sit down as
I go sit beside J.L. Bates. J.L. Bates.
J.L. Bate. And she turns to you and says, "Well, Mr. Raper, I didn't expect to see you so soon. I just saw you 5 seconds ago."
Usually people don't see me coming at all, so you're very lucky to see me.
And she leans close and says, "I'm sure I'd love to see you. Come." And the dealer says, "All right, starting bet
I
is..."
turn red.
starting bet is $50. And he deals 1 card to each of you. David, these are, you have 1 up and 1 down. This is your down card, and that's your up card.
Okay.
And your down card, Alex, and your up card.
Okay.
And the 3 cards in the middle. And he turns around, and the waiter, the general manager, says, "No, I will stay." And J.L. Bates says, "Oh, phooey." And she tosses her cards into the center, and it's on you, Pound.
You know, you didn't have to fold that hand. He just checked. But anyways, I'll bet. Put me down for $50. And I throw in a couple chips.
And the whole round goes quiet. Because you accidentally threw in all your money. Like, you threw in $300 chips. As they
Did I
splash
say
the pot.
a 50? I meant 300. $300.
And you hear a little golf clap. Oh, wow. And it's to you, Quaid.
I fold.
And you throw them in as everyone goes, oh. And it comes back around to the general manager, who says, and he looks you up and down. What is your... He's French. What is your name, sir?
Oh, the name's Raper. Dick Raper. I'm an antiquarian from the United States.
And as you talk, you hear a cutoff as someone from the audience steps forward. No, he is not from the United States at all. And J.L. Bate kind of gives you a look as she's tapped on the shoulder and she steps out. And sitting next to her, taking her position, is the one, the only Herr Crap, leader of Smut. And he sits down next to you and says, No, I do not believe this is true. Isn't that right? Why
Crap.
don't you tell them your real name?
Crap. What the hell are you doing here?
Why, I'm here for the same reason you are, I'm sure. And
Well, I'm here to play some poker. I don't know who you are.
And he turns to the general manager. and
Hair
says,
crap.
This is Mr. Pond, Mr. Fish Pond, from the Stratum Syndicate, and I'm sure... Oh, that's French again. And I'm sure he is here for other reasons that he will not divulge. But I am here for better reasons. And he draws the card... He picks the cards back up from that she put down and says, I think we're going to stay in. And he tosses 300 coins. But I want to make it interesting. I would also like you to wager more than just your money. And he says this to the general manager. Perhaps your vault key card? And a hush falls over the crowd. How do you know about this? This is not something I would do. And the general manager sits forward a little bit. And you see a man behind him with a gun to his back. Sure enough, shaking like a leaf, the general manager reaches in, pulls out a metal card and tosses it into the center. I believe it is on you, Mr. Pond. I mean, Mr. Pond.
Now listen here. You might have recognized me, but that doesn't mean you're any better card player than last time we played, and I took all your money in the card.
That was cheating, and you know it. It was not fair, everyone. I'm a very fair player, minus the gun in the general manager's bag. Forget that. But then put your money where your dick is, Raper. Or should I say Pond, Raper?
Alrighty, so what are we saying here then? What am I putting in here?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe something of value? And he reaches into your pocket and removes the golden ruby. Oh no, he looks at your golden ruby ring. This looks like it has sentimental value. Throw that in the mix.
Well, that's the ring my grandmother gave me, but I suppose I could put it in here. I'm really not too concerned here. Sure, throw it in.
You toss it in, and the card dealer is shaking like a leaf as the three of you are still in, and the general manager is as well. He flips over another card, and it's a joker.
What the hell is that doing in there?
I don't know. We will let it play, says Air Crap. And finally, the last card, a 5, flips over, leaving you with a 6 and a 9, and nothing else. And the general manager kind of shakes like a leaf and flips over his card, and he has even less. He has a 2 and a 3. And next is Herr Crap, who looks you in the eye. Well, Pond, what is it that you have? Let's show them, as they say in America.
Now, Crap. Before I show my hand, and as he's doing this, inside my left pocket, I've got a scanner, and a printer. So as I'm putting these as I'm looking at my cards, I secretly slide one into my pocket, reprogram the device to print out an ace, and then I replace the 9 in my hand with an ace. And I do the same with a 6, and I slide it in my pocket and replace the 6 with an ace.
Perfect.
So now I've got 3 aces on the table.
Okay.
And I look at
And Heracard says,
aircraft.
I doubt that you could even manage to pull it out of your ass at this point, but since we're playing for all the cards... And he throws down the 2 kings on the table as a hush falls over the crowd. Oh, well, let's see what you got, Pond.
I think you showed your hand a bit early there, crap.
And you flip over a pair of aces as the entire crowd erupts. And Haircrap stands up. Oh, you have not won this time, you bastard. And just as he does, the gentleman holding a gun to the back of General Manager withdraws his pistols as a few security guards enter and start dispersing the party. Haircrap sinks back into the background, and the General Manager turns around, the guy who held a gun to his back, and points to the security guard and tells him, get him out of here. As the two of you collect the winnings as well as the card that opens the vault.
And I take the card. Looking at Pond, just knowingly, because no one's made any contact with me yet. No one's mentioned Quaid at all. So I kind of slide it into my clog.
Perfect.
And I turn to Pierre Beauclard, and I say, "That was a very interesting hand, Beauclard. Good game. I would love to play you again sometime. May I buy you a drink?"
And he says, you do not need me anymore. You have my general manager's vault card. I can't imagine why you would want it back, but I will graciously buy it back from you. Please, I must have it back.
Maybe in a couple of days. Actually, no, I'm not supposed to talk. Never mind.
You can say whatever you want. You bastard. And he storms out of the room.
Well, look, I've seemed to replace it. If I come across it, I'll let you know.
And he's already gone. Well, you won it in the card game, right?
Right.
So you have it. So now you know that you only need to find Rochard, who is somewhere in this facility, but also meeting with 2 Chinese investors, or at least their translators.
So we run down to the front desk.
Yeah, what do you want, you lovers?
I'm looking for the French investment room. The French investment room, that's what I'm looking for.
I'm not sure what you'd be looking for, but the bar where most people congregate is just up those stairs. It's a beautiful, magnificent bar. I'm sure a bit of eavesdropping will get you.
Well, that's what
to tango.
Us in America, that's what we call the bar, is the Chinese meeting room, okay? So thanks very much.
And you head up to the bar and you sort of survey the crowd, and you see 2 Chinese businessmen sort of looking aimlessly around at people, trying to stop waiters.
And now,
I quickly duck into the back room, or into the the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I grab off the coat hook there, a waiter's, a bow tie.
Perfect.
And a tray.
Yeah. And
I
Quaid,
go
what
by-
do you do?
I get like a dishwasher smock because there's no waiter like uniform anymore, and a chef hat. So I just look at it, and I'm just wearing these clogs and a chef hat. And,
Perfect.
I look like a Swedish chef, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Not a
So,
Swiss chef. Yeah.
And with the tray, I immediately go up to the Chinese woman and I say, "Good evening, gentlemen. Can I get you 2 a drink?"
And they kind of look confused. No, we are looking to speak with the people who. You can see they're really struggling to speak with somebody. They look like lower level Chinese businessmen, sort of like mid-level brokers.
Okay.
So I turn back and I go back to the kitchen, and I grab 2 random drinks off the bar, and I go back and I say, "Have you 2 figured out what you're looking for?"
And Dennis,
And I
what are
put
you
the
doing
drinks down in
while
front of
he's talking to these?
I'm busy in the kitchen, starting to order people around.
So you've fallen too deep into your cover.
And no one's listening. And I'm just like making stroopwafels and croquettes and frites, and I'm
You're
just
living
like,
out the life you always wanted. Okay,
yeah,
so they
making
turn to you.
Dutch food.
They turn to
and then
you, Pond, and they say, "We are looking for someone who can translate." Not German. Someone who can translate the. We look to speak with someone. I can't do Chinese. I can't think right.
Yes. Do you speak Cantonese?
And you lean out from the restaurant.
Perfect.
You obviously speak Cantonese.
Yeah, no, perfect. I can't really speak it, but I understand it. So if you need any help around, I'm sure that
And they
I
both look at
can
each
help.
other. And they explain to you very quickly that they're looking for someone to broker a transaction between their two people. But really all they want is an introduction. There is a man looking to speak with them to buy microprocessors, this brand newfangled thing from China, and his name is the guy that you're going to see.
Hugo Richard.
And I nod, not actually being able to understand them, and I go, Hugo Richard?
And they say, and they
perfect.
hand you a key card, and it says meeting room A.
Meeting room A. So that's Canadian. I'm not Canadian.
No, that's perfect.
Yes, meeting room A. I'm sure we can help you find that room. And then I look at Dennis and I quickly nod back to the kitchen.
And I just bow, and then I leave.
We will certainly help you find that room. And as we get to the kitchen, I quickly make myself not look like a waiter anymore, and I put myself all back together. All right, Quaid, let's make it to meeting room A and meet up with Hugo.
Okay, just give me a couple of minutes. I gotta fire a few of these mains, and I gotta.
So
Forget all that.
after
You're not actually
Quaid
working
gets
in the
into
kitchen.
the cooking thing. He heads up. The two of you head up to meeting room A, and as you open the door, you see a man, as you saw on the slides, with long hair and a beard, and he's sitting at the far end of the table. Well, like, totally, guys. Are you finally here or what? Are you with the Chinese?
Mr. Richard.
Yeah. No, we are. We're with the Chinese. We're the translators for them.
Yes, I am Chinese.
No, you're not. Okay.
I am a Chinese businessman. I am from
and
China.
Following right behind you are the two Chinese businessmen that you met in the bar.
Is what they would say if they could speak English. They are Chinese businessmen.
Listen, I'm looking to make this clean and quick. Now, please have a seat. Can you tell them that, please?
And I just motion to them, and I just like motion my hand towards the chair and kind of nod, and then they sit down.
Okay, and they do. All
Sorry.
right, perfect. And listen, it's important for me to get the best deal here, so no funny business. And the two Chinese men kind of look up at you expectantly. And
I just motion for them to. I look at him. I go. They understand a bit of English, so they'll just talk. and I tell them to go ahead. And
I immediately I look at them both and I bow and I take the case from them and I open it up in front of me.
Okay, and it's got just tons of money in it.
Tons of money. Okay, great. Any paper, any pens?
Oh, sorry, no, it's got microprocessors in it.
I was gonna say microprocessors, and in the top is a pen and paper.
Yeah, obviously.
And so I take out the pen and paper and I say, all right, so my associate here is going to explain to these Chinese men exactly how this works. And so we'll get you to start with, and I break the pen and I pour some ink out onto the paper.
Okay.
And I say, you're going to have to dip your fingers in this. And put your fingerprints on the page there.
And Richard kind of looks at you, he's like, all right, these customs are muy bueno. That's Chinese, right? And he takes his hands and he dips them in the ink and he puts them on the paper, and you have his fingerprints.
And I look at Quaid and I say,
that's step one.
One down.
Sorry, go ahead.
I say, talk some Chinese, eh?
And also, my associates would just like your name repeated a few times.
And he says,
And I take my watch and I realize there's a little voice record right beside the laser.
"That's the combobulator. Hello."
Oh, the combobulator.
That's
the combobulator. I take my huge combobulator, which is like, and I kind of like stick it in the front of my.
Well, it's a watch discombobulator, so there you go.
Oh, okay.
And he kind of says, Hugo Richard. Guys, this is pretty crazy, and the Chinamen don't seem like they like it very much. You now have his voice.
A confused look is a happy look in China.
Yes. You see, the Chinese, they're very confusing people when you speak Chinese. But when you don't speak Chinese, they make perfect... Oh, no, vice versa. They make perfect sense when you speak Chinese, but if you don't, very confusing. Very confusing.
And
Last but not
Hugo
least,
Richard stands up and says, "Listen, guys, I've been around long enough to know when somebody doesn't speak Chinese. And I don't really believe you guys."
No, listen, Richard, I'm not claiming to speak Chinese. I understand Chinese.
And they're looking at you like,
Now stop for a second here, Mr. Richard. Take a look at this briefcase, and I spin the briefcase around. The last thing the Chinese men need, and they just explain this, is have you got any anything metallic on you, anything with a magnetic strip, like a key card or anything like that?
And he's getting frustrated, so give me a roll, Antiquarian, for your persuade. Your persuade is a total of 30. And you got 14. Nice. Oh, wait, that's a D20. It should be a D100.
Okay, hold on.
D100.
72.
So he stands up and says, "Listen, guys, appreciate the try, but I'm not buying it, and I'm not buying those microprocessors. At least not like this." And he turns to the Chinese people and says, "Ching chong che, chi ching." And he moves towards the door.
As he's walking towards the door, I quickly pull out my laser fingernail and I point it right at the bottom of his pocket.
Perfect.
And I burn an edge along the bottom of his pocket.
And you cut out a perfect square, and a piece of fabric just falls out softly, and the card just falls onto the floor without him noticing.
And then I take my my watch, and I just start writing in the wall, just say "suck it."
And now you have the key card.
Chong Che.
And the Chinese people kind of stand up and they look confused and they exit the room as the two of you are staying there with all three elements.
So, I look at Quaid and I say, "So now where are we going? We've got all the fingerprint, the key cards, and the voice phrases, but we don't even know where we go to get it. Oh, isn't it the top room of this hotel?"
You know what? I can really go for a nice sleep. How about we go back for a nap?
Oh, I get what you're saying there, Quaid. And I like how you're saying it.
As the two of you
Never mind. Let's go up.
The two of you enter your hotel room, and it's been preset by the staff because they think you're on your anniversary. The music is dim, the lighting is soft, and you walk in, there's a bottle of champagne, an ice bucket, and rose petals all over the bed.
I'm not quite sure this is what I'm looking for, Quaid. I might go out looking for that young lady, because it seems to me, what was her name? J.O. Bates is looking for a raper.
And the two of you enter, and you see that Dennis Quaid is acting a bit nervous, almost hesitant.
What's wrong, Quaid? You seem a little bit nervous and hesitant.
I just don't trust that jail bait. I mean, she's was with it. Crap.
This is true. Are you saying she could be a betrayer?
I think it's pretty obvious that she's on the other side.
Well, all the better more to sleep with her.
Okay, but first, let's just sleep beside each other, or in our separate beds.
And Quaid goes to the side of the
Alright.
king-size bed and lies down
Fine.
like this.
Listen,
Can't see me, but-
you stay on your side and I'll stay on my side. Let's pop the champagne and get some snooze. And then in
Okay.
the morning, I'll go up, have some breakfast, and steal those new codes.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Here, have some champagne.
Oh, don't mind if I do. And later
Wow.
that evening, we had way too much champagne and a little bit of butt sex.
Did you drink the champagne that Simon Says gave you?
I don't know. Did Simon say drink the champagne?
I drank a bit of the champagne, yeah.
And I drank a bit of the champagne.
So,
as well.
Pawn, you take a sip of the champagne and you begin to feel woozy. And you actually fall over onto the floor. And you see Dennis Quaid smiling above you. Something seems off. And you're blacked out. You open your eyes. And you're at another part of the facility. You're tied to a chair in the back room of the kitchen. And you see Quaid, dressed in his chef's garb, sharpening a large knife.
How could you do this to me, Alec? I mean, Dennis.
How could I not do this to you? I mean, he told you there was going to be a betrayer. It was obviously the one closest to you. And I start like chopping some celery, and I start putting it in a pot and making a nice soup.
Yeah.
It's like, the thing is, I will treat you well. I'm going to give you a nice soup, and this time there won't be anything to put you to sleep.
You'll never get away with this, Quaid. Strata will find out about you.
What do you mean? Stratum is the ones who sent me.
What? You mean you've been playing for the whole team the entire time? I've been playing for the wrong team? We've been doing the right thing for the wrong team? What is going on?
So confused. So
He's
Quaid
like,
casually chops
I know,
vegetables.
it makes zero sense to me as well. All I know is that I'm just playing for someone.
Quaid softly chops vegetables, and as he makes the soup, he dips a large vial of arsenic into the soup as well.
Looks awfully tasty. I hope you
Yeah.
drink it all.
I didn't choose to put the arsenic in. Okay. And I go, listen, I usually wouldn't do things like this. It's just that I've been commanded to by some faceless corporation that we both agreed to work for and then pitted us against each other. And I just have to obey them. I mean,
You
why
mean that
wouldn't I?
Strata put you up to this?
We've already been over this. You had to...
Show me some proof that Strata put you up to this.
And I just like pull out a little card and it says, Stratum put me up to this.
And it is, and it's signed by Seymour Chapman. Except, you notice something bizarre upon that Seymour Chapman's signature looks a bit wavy.
Wait a minute. That's not Seymour's signature. Someone's put you up to this, Dennis. You have to believe me. It's not Strata. It's not the corporation you're talking about. It's not where we went to school.
I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of backstabbing in that school. This seems pretty par for the course.
Listen here. And at that, I lean forward in the wooden chair that I'm sitting on, and I manage to stand up with the wooden chair, and I start spinning in circles, holding the chair up. I'm standing on my feet, but I'm holding the chair up, and I'm spinning as fast as possible. Spinning, till all of a sudden I start feeling the chair. It starts to get a little loose, the legs. And I know it's happening. I've done this a number of times before. And before long, the centrifugal force, the legs on the chair eject and go flinging in every direction, hitting Dennis directly in the head, knocking him unconscious.
A leg snaps against your head, Dennis, and you go tumbling down towards the ground. And the last thing you can see is Pawn standing over you with a hand on your chest, promising that whoever put you up to this will come to justice.
I promise whoever puts you up to this will come to justice.
All right, raper. And I just fall asleep.
And he ties you up and puts you into the closet, dragging you into the kitchen closet with your your utensils and all that kind of stuff. And just as you do, Pond, you hear the double doors to the kitchen opened, and inside steps J.L. Bate, holding a Luger at you.
So long, Quaid. As I say, as I close the door to the closet.
Long farewell. I'll be the sang goodbye.
Never before has the good old wooden chair leg trick worked on a pun.
And J.L. Bate steps in and she says, Raper, I have you where I want you. And she steps forward, the femme fatale holding the pistol at you, but you can see in her eyes a bit of a hesitance.
Do you want to shoot me? Or do you want to kiss me?
Both. But no.
Then put the gun down, honey, and come here.
I can't. I've been working with smut and crap for too long. You have to understand, it's not that easy. They have my sister.
But it is. As I take a step towards her.
No.
Yeah.
And she takes a step towards you. No, Raper, Pond, whatever you're called. You don't understand. And she shakingly holds the gun to your chest. He has everything. He gave them to him. Your friend there, he gave all the documents to Crap. He gave the key cards. He gave the thumbprints. He's too powerful. We can't stop him. He's up in the master suite. I have the key card in my bosom. I said too much.
Then listen here. Listen here, Bates. And I step forward again and I put my hand on the top of the gun and I bring it down.
No.
You have to give in to temptation, honey.
And she fires, and your pinky goes flying off.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was loaded.
Bitch.
And she drops the gun, and she backs up. I'm so sorry. And she grabs a rag, and she wraps it around your head. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And after a second, the blood begins to stop. Are you okay?
Now, like I was saying, I have a plan.
I'm so sorry.
Just as soon as my hand stops bleeding.
But listen, you can't. I can help you, but Crap can't know. He has my sister. He has my sister, and she's.
Don't you worry, honey. I've got an idea. As the screen goes to black.
And it does.
And
Cut to the next scene.
Cuts to the next scene. And I'm standing there in front of hair, Crap, and Smut with...
Well, it seems
Bates
like you decided to finally come to us, Mr.
got
Bond.
her gun pointed to my back.
Yes. Who's gone, Bates?
Yeah.
JL, you did a fantastic job. Your sister will be very safe now that you bring Mr. Pond to us. And let me ask you a question. And he stands up as he puts on his cap. I don't need to hide anymore. Mr. Pond, do you understand how powerful smut is? Do you not understand that smut is more potent, more powerful than you could ever imagine? How easily we tricked your fragile friend's mind to serving our causes. What hope?
And that's why I killed him. I stuffed him into a meat grinder, and now he's no longer. He won't be a problem to us anymore.
Wait, you killed him? That's pretty badass, dude. Did you seriously kill him? High five, man.
I'm not giving you a high five.
Okay, but
Smut.
that's cool. We'll get there. Don't worry.
You and Crap, you're both worthless. You're worthless beings. You stand for worthless nothingness, and you're working for the worthless smut crap of the world.
Perhaps we work for nothingness, and perhaps it is crap of the world. But it will be our world. And a glorious world it will be.
Yeah, and how you gonna do that? By nuking the whole place? What do you expect to do with those codes? What do you think I'm trying to do over here?
With the Russian codes, we can trick the Russian Empire to joining the German Union along with smut. And together, we will rule the world. World War III, baby! This time we got it right because we don't have a fucking psycho at the head. We have me! I'm much better! I'm growing tired of this Pond. Bates, I think it is time. And he turns his back to the two of you.
And I also think it's time Bates. And I turn to Bates, and she hands me my gun.
How dare you, Bates?
Keep an eye on that one there, Bates. I've got crap. You keep schmut.
No, Smut. No, Smut is the organization. That's what.
It's just you. It's just you in this room.
No, but right now it's my hotel room. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, there's many Smarts. There is what's his name? Is that a really cool bad guy? Gunther Brau. She's fantastic. So cool. There's Hans Gruber.
Are you telling me that
there's Wolfhard Bitterman? This is very nice.
Herr was with you before as well. What's his name?
Herr Krapp. That's my name.
No, not Herr Krapp.
What are you talking about? I don't understand you.
The guy with the U-boat.
Heinrich Haas.
Heinrich.
Well, it seems like you've overplayed your hand. And a door opens, and out walks Heinrich Haas, scarred from the U-boat explosion, and he walks out with a gun pointed to you. Did you think we could really get away from the U-boat and get away from Smut, you foolish man? Now it seems like the tongue is on the other foot.
Yes, that's how that goes. We all know when you've got one tongue on one foot how it doesn't really work, and you need to put the tongue on the other foot.
That's what she said. Pond drops the gun. You are outnumbered. And as he does this, Herman Krapp also grabs the gun off the table. Yes, it seems, Pond, that you have overplayed your hand. Bates, your sister will die a glorious death.
Don't listen to them, Bates. They've got nothing on us.
We have everything on you, and you have nothing at all.
Except
Just
for the bombs.
As you... What bombs? And as Herman Krapp stops, Heinrich Haas says, wait. I remember this. They did have bombs. Do you have bombs again? Because I do not want to fuck with bombs again.
They're planted all over, and I'll tell you right now, if you don't let us leave this place, they're all going up. We're all going down. Everything's going down.
These guys are fucking crazy. They put bombs in everything, even if it's their own buildings. How do we know you're not bluffing?
Is this a face that bluffs? Was I bluffing last time, Henrik?
And Heinrich kind of sighs. Ja, Krapp, he was not bluffing last time. And Krapp begins backing towards the door that Heinrich is at. All right. Perhaps you are bluffing, or perhaps you are not. It is not worth it to try, so we will run! And the two of them turn around and run out the room. Leaving
Quick, Bates.
all the information to unlock the vault on the table.
He left it all there.
Of course he did. He's a fool.
Bates. Get that information. No, wait. Don't get that information. I'll get the information.
Pond, my sister, I can't. I'm so sorry. And she stabs you in the gut with a blade. And she pulls it out. And as you feel her long heels click out of the room, the door shuts behind her. For a second, you go in and out, and it flashes back to your time at the academy. You're at the shooting range. The instructor comes up. He puts his hands on your waist. It's a bit weird. He helps you aim. He says, breathe in, son. Breathe out. Take it slow.
Breathe in, breathe out. Take it slow.
And you're in the classroom. You're writing down notes. How to survive an abdominal stab. First thing, use pressure. Second thing, stop the bleeding. And third thing, well, hell, if it really doesn't work, just slap on a little bit of grease.
I'll never have to know this. I'll never get stabbed in the chest.
Flash one more time to the first time you kissed a girl, and she is ugly as sin.
Oh my God, you're ugly. How could I possibly be doing this right now?
You wake up as the blood pools.
Like a stab to the abdomen.
As the blood pools around you, you wake up. You see your gut bleeding.
Pressure. Breathe. Kiss ugly people.
You begin crawling towards the work room. There's sort of a janitorial closet there.
I need grease. There it is. And I reach up for a big bottle of grease and I start pouring grease on me.
You go to, but it's empty. The grease just falls there.
So I look up and there's a stapler.
There is. Yeah. And you
must close the wound. So I take a dirty rag and I shove it in the wound. Oh, ow! Oh.
shove it in the blade.
And then I squeeze the skin together and I grab the stapler and I staple the wound together. Oh! There. Stop bleeding.
You stumble out of the supply closet and grab the materials on the desk. It's maybe 4 a.m. The hotel is empty. The perfect time to get the nuclear launch codes from the vault.
So I do.
You head down a set of stairs and then to a service elevator which plummets down into the depths of the mountain. It opens. Sorry.
It opens a window, and then I go through a small corridor into another elevator, which goes up to the very top, the peak of a tower.
That's right. Now you're standing at the edge of a corner in a hallway. You see 2 guards standing with large MP40s in the vault far behind them. They don't see you yet.
All right. This is where I'll have to really pick up my game here, Pond. So I immediately whip out a piece of paper from my pocket.
Okay.
And I cover up my abdomen that's bleeding, and I walk up to the guards. Oh, now, guards, excuse me, I'm looking for directions to the cafeteria. I seem to be looking for a late night snack.
What are you doing?
You know us
This is not
Americans.
an area for you. This is a very bad area. This is where the vault is. We keep all the
But
secrets back there.
You don't understand. When us Americans, we get really hungry really late at night.
And the other one goes down as well.
And I knock them out.
In a second,
I
you
don't
knock
stab
both of them fall to the floor. Nice.
All right.
You approach the
That's
vault.
what I call some spyness.
There's 2 key card slots at the outset of the vault.
All right. So, with very long arms, I take the managers and I put it in the key card slot that says manager.
You can't reach both, but you have to put them at the same time.
How am I going to do this? Okay. I take a little bit of tape
Yeah.
and I attach it. No, I take my shoe off.
Okay.
There we go. And I put the one key card in between my toes.
Okay.
And I stand up on my tippy toes on my other foot and reach out really far.
And as you're at, you're gonna knock something off your desk. And as you're at your most vulnerable, you see a tour group enter the end of the hall. And this is the most secure vault in all of Switzerland. And they just sort of stop. And there's an old lady who takes a picture. And then the tour guide lady says, "But we'll continue later." And she
Actually, and I turn towards the tour guide lady. At this point in the tour, we're going to show you how the vault opens. Come on over here, tour guide lady.
And they all sort of shuffle down. There's like a big fat guy in a Hawaiian shirt. And there's like a little kid eating a lollipop. And
now, normally we don't do tours at 4 o'clock in the morning. But because you're here, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it right. So, you take this key card that says manager, and you're going to put it in that slot over there, all right? And I'm going to take this one that says Hugo Richard, and I'm going to put it in this one.
And a big, sweaty, fat guy in a Hawaiian shirt grabs the card, and it's got toe cheese on it. He goes, "Yeah, I'll fucking do this, all right." And he walks over, and he's like, "At the same time?"
At the exact same time.
3,
Are you ready for this?
4, 5,
5,
6.
I count of 10.
2, 1, and he sticks it in.
10. There we go. And I watch for when he puts it in, and I
And you
just
put it in,
at
and the
same
vault
time.
door opens, and everyone claps, and an old lady takes a photograph.
And that's how it works. On with ya. Thank you.
And they all start leaving. You enter the next room as the vault door closes behind you, and an announcement comes over. "Pressure sensitive floor." And you look down, and there is on the floor these white panels, and they all have different weights on them. One says 5, 10, 5, 10, 5, 10.
They didn't tell me about this. Why didn't they tell me about this? Why, how could they not tell me about this? What am I supposed to know? 5'10"? Oh, God. Wait a minute. Hugo Richard weighs about 115 pounds. That means, I mean, he's a tall, slim guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I step on this one 10, boo, and then I step on it again, boo, 10 times.
So you do that.
5, 6, 7, 9, 10.
And you do it till it's 115, and the floor lights up and turns off. It says, "Welcome, Hugo Rochard. Please enter access number."
Access number? What the fuck?
Please.
They said it was a
enter
voice.
Access number.
And I look on where would I enter the access number?
There's a large door on the far side with numbers and letters and key. It's just sort of like a phone. It does numbers and letters.
So I hold it. I take out the cheat sheet and I just put it up to it. What happens?
There you go. So you hold up the cheat sheet and it reveals the password. And roll the 1d20.
It just reveals it.
Well, obviously, it's the whole point of the system.
4.
4, and the password says 8675309.
8675309.
And it is a musical lock, so you have to sing it.
8675309. 8675309.
Voice recognized. Confirmation confirmed. Required.
Now, this is where it gets embarrassing because I don't know if I grabbed Dennis's watch off of him. But I do recall that my watch has a transmitter to his watch. Dennis, are you there?
And
Dennis, are you there?
There's no answer. Your only hope at this point would be trying to change your voice to be as close to him as you could possibly be. I mean, it is the 60s, so it's not exact.
I don't even recall what. Oh yes, now I recall. Hugo Richard. Hugo Richard. Hugo Richard.
Access denied. 1 of 3 tries locked.
Hugo Richard.
2 of 3 tries locked.
Yeah. Hugo Richard.
Access granted. And the lights again for the thing go.
That's incredible.
And then they reveal, and there's a hand pad. Hand pad required.
Oh, now I've got that one. Here we go. All right, and I take up the paper that's got fingerprints all over it.
Yeah.
And I put it.
And it goes. And the vault opens. Smoke billows in from the bottom of the door. And inside, illuminated by a single light, you see a black briefcase sitting on a pedestal.
And I walk up and I open up the briefcase.
And inside you see a single piece of paper with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 written on it.
I was going to say this.
What's that? It's not focusing.
Learn Chinese, cucumber, huang gua, lucky numbers, 22, 19, 13, 40, 54, 50.
And as you grab the briefcase, the alarm goes off. And the doors begin to start closing slowly.
Wow, this is incredible. I've never seen such sort of technology. And I grab it and I jump through the doors sideways.
And you do. And you begin heading down the hall as a bunch of guards spin around the corner and begin firing at you.
And as they're firing at me, I slide. I immediately run and slide underneath all of their legs, punching each of the one each of them in the crotch as I pass by.
And as they're firing, they turn to each other and kill each other. And you slide out, and you see the elevator door opening as more guards are getting out, but there's a vent right above you to your right. And they begin firing at the hallway.
Well, I slide into the doorway, and I immediately hit the wall and somehow jump up. And in one swift motion, I jump up, remove the grate, and go through the grate, closing it after me.
Just as the bullets begin flicking off the grate, and you begin climbing through the tiny little grate, and you get about halfway through as the boom, 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 begins going, and then all of a sudden it gets riddled with bullet holes from either side, and it comes crashing down, and it lands right in the middle of a buffet. And there are guards on either side and people eating, and a big fat man puts a clam in his mouth right in front of you.
Ah, so here's the buffet. I was looking for this earlier.
And a scream comes out from the far side, and it's J.L. Bain. She says, "Run!" And Herr Kerr spins around the corner and begins firing as well.
As I do acrobatic somersaults and vaults through the cafeteria,
and everyone's
jumping
clapping
over
as you're
tables.
doing it, and your somersaulting vault as the bullets are riddling the wall. But a very thin curtain blocks the exit window that you could jump through, and there's no way to cut it unless you had some sort of laser of some sort.
Which I do. So as I'm jumping through the air in a nice, slow, smooth motion, twirling in the air, I use my ruby and I cut a hole in the iron curtain. And go through it.
You cut a hole perfectly as you go diving through smashing glass as the daylight peels into the buffet lounge, and you go tumbling out into the snow outside, bullets riddling the window behind you. You go somersault, briefcase still in hand, down, and land in front of a snowmobile with the keys in it.
Perfect. I immediately take the skis off the snowmobile and stick them on my feet and go skiing down the hill.
You grab two poles as you do and begin skiing back and forth as the other guys jump on the snowmobiles and begin following you, shooting their MP40s.
But of course, one of the snowmobiles they jump on doesn't have any skis on the
right,
front,
and
and
it
they
flips
dig
over and
themselves into the ground.
explodes, and they go,
Yeah, and it also injures another snowmobile. So now there's one snowmobile chasing me.
That's right, but it's firing at the trees, and the wood is shattering and splintering around your head as you're skiing through and skiing through and skiing through. You can try to go close to the trees, but it's going to be risky.
I don't know if I'm going to. When all of a sudden, I come out and there's a half pipe. So I hit that half pipe, and man, I did some groovely little stunts there.
Well, you do a full 360 or a full 360 into the air as the snowmobile comes under you, and you actually land on the back of the snowmobile as you come down, and he looks around like, "What?"
That's right. I did that. And then I elbow him in the head and I push him off. And I grabbed his gun while he was doing it.
And as you come down the bottom of the mountain, you enter into a small, sleepy mountain town. And you skid to a stop. And right next to this beautiful house, you see a helicopter. It's locked. And the front door is open, there's a light on, and there seems to be music softly playing inside.
I step in quietly.
And there's a gentleman standing there that says, "Hello, do you need help? Would you like to borrow my helicopter? I heard gunfire."
Why, yes. In fact, we're out hunting and I could really use a ride home. I've got some really big game here.
No problem. I think I would be more than happy to give you a lift home in the helicopter. You seem like a
Perfect.
nice, kind gentleman who would do almost anything. But
It seems totally reasonable for you who've never met me before to give me a helicopter ride. In fact, lend me your keys.
No. You must understand, this is not without good marriageship. And he turns over, and there's a fat little boy with chocolate on his face. Says, "He's the one to help, father. You can give him a ride. He's a very kind man."
And I give him a high five.
And you do, and you get in the helicopter, and you begin heading back to the airport to fly home. And as you arrive at the Stratum Syndicate, you
I
head
jump
upstairs.
out of the helicopter with my parachute on.
Yeah, well, that's the way to do it. Down to New York City.
I don't know why nobody can just land.
You parachute right out front of the donut shop, and you enter the donut shop. Hello, how can I help you?
Boston cream, please. And I haven't got time. So the sunny day is sunny, and that's why I don't like the rain.
Well, I think we can help you. Pretty damn good.
He's the man with the hand of ice. Won't be stopped, so you best play nice. Coldfinger.
Coldfinger, the spy story starring Alex and David.
And with executive spy master GM Harlan. We got to give it up for Harlan.
Thank
who
you. I'll give myself
did that
a-
all on his own.
So that was Coldfinger, part of the Spy Story series. So we got to use a lot of the Mad Lib stuff. Unfortunately, we didn't get to use... Oh, no, we used everything. The Betrayer was David because people chose the Betrayer. The German bad guy, we had a few of them. The catchphrase, the Vault's password.
What was the catchphrase?
The catchphrase was... He said two of them. One, he said, "That's what she said." When he was in things, that's what she said. And the other one was at the beginning, and it said... I can't remember now. It was at the beginning. Appreciate you's on here. You reap what you sow. Evil's hard work. That's... I said something else. I can't remember what the other one was. It's bye time. I should have used a few others. So many great submissions from you guys. So thank you. Huge round of applause. Thank you also to David, who, as you can tell, is not here right now. He left because it's his anniversary today. It's his 3-year anniversary. And his wife came home at 10, which is why he sort of had to duck out. But thank you to him for playing for this long. It was fantastic.
I just read the last couple of comments here from is it Zira and David?
Zira, yeah.
Now Alex needs a bionic pinky. It's going to be called the Coldfinger.
that's how it all connects, right? See, Coldfinger.
So true.
Well, Coldfinger, he's the
Coldfinger.
He's the man with the plan. So well done, Alex. Alex carried that as well.
Yes.
That was like 99%
I couldn't have done it without Harlan.
improv game, and you could probably tell. But you know what? It was a blast to play, and it's always good to play games like
It was.
this. So. Thank you so much to you guys for hanging out with us this Wednesday night. It is always a blast. We are going to be doing some cool stuff coming up. Next week, Justin's back, so we're going to be playing some games with my good old boy, Justin. I don't think... No, it's Friday night. It's no Spooky Night stream, unfortunately. There will be soon. There's a lot of stuff going on. We have a wedding on Saturday, which should be fun. Yeah. Right, Alex?
Weddings.
Well, you're not.
I'm not going to that wedding.
I'm just saying, weddings are crazy.
Yeah.
And that's it. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. That's about it.
What are the next couple of games coming up?
Well, next game, Justin, I believe, is running.
Is it Justin or me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I think you're running it, aren't you?
Yes.
That's right. And what are we doing, Alex?
I think we're gonna do another Swashbuckler's Life. So get your pirate hats on and get ready to come out and do some swashbuckling. Because I'll tell you what.
Ho, ho, and a bottle of rum.
Who's playing so far next week? Is it just you?
No. Well, maybe. No, it's definitely me.
Because if it is, it's gonna be a long, lonely castaway sort of show.
No, it's gonna be me and I believe Justin and maybe David even.
Oh, that'd be.
But it might just be me and Justin, which might be nice. And then after that, I think it is the return of the Running Dead, which is going to be really cool as well. And that might be you and me, Alex. That might be kind of fun.
Oh, that will be fun.
Because just you and me doing not super silly, but still sounded light will be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then,
and who will be running that? Justin?
Justin. And then July 12th, I'm not sure what's up yet. And then July 19th is the return of Grimm, which I'm very excited about. And that's not drama, maybe... Yeah, drama. Grimm is going to be crazy to get back to. So there's lots to tell. There's still lots of stories. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. This is a blast. We're ending a bit early tonight because it's very hot in my room. And, there wasn't too much story there to tell. So, Alex, thank you so much for playing.
Thank you, Harlan, for running it.
Oh, my pleasure. And
thank you, audience, for reviewing it and enjoying it.
We'll see if they enjoyed it. And as my brother Alex always likes to say,
Jabba dabba doo.
Jabba dabba doo, everyone. Good night.
Ramo.
Or we make shit.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
I don't think I said any of those.
Bye.